Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. It is a hot, humid night for baseball here in Kansas City as we welcome you to Kauffman Stadium, Game 1 in this three-game series featuring the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. Justin Verlander will take the mound tonight for the Tigers. One start removed from his near no-hitter against the Angels. Broke it up in the ninth inning on a double that hit the chalk line by Chris Iannetta. JV back at it tonight, looking for more of the same magic here in KC. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us here for Game 1 in the series. And really, Rod, JV in a stretch now as good as we've seen him pitch in a long, long time.
Well, he's finally healthy, and Justin Verlander alluded to that fact that now he's going out there. He has all of his pitches, the fastball, the slider. And what encouraged me about that near no-hitter, his fastball was getting up to 97 miles an hour in the 8th and the 9th inning. And his slider was the best slider that I've seen Justin have since he's been in the big leagues.
All right, the headline story tonight certainly is Verlander, but it's also Johnny Cueto. This is a dynamite matchup tonight.
Well, Tigers have already seen Johnny Cueto 3 different times this year, and he's been pretty good against them. The last time, a complete game against the Tigers. He's got all the pitches. Fastball gets up to 95. He'll also quick pitch you, so you have to be ready when they step into that batter's box. Justin Verlander, in his first few starts, first few years in the big leagues against the Kansas City Royals, he absolutely owned their team. But in the last 5 starts, they've kind of nicked him up a little bit. So this is a big start tonight for Justin.
All right, how about these Royals, the ball club he will take on tonight? They're just trying to get through the month of September healthy because right now they are 30 over the 500 mark and kind of cruising to the division title.
Well, we just saw a really good baseball team. That would be the Toronto Blue Jays, who have an absolute lethal offense for me. This is the best all-around team in baseball, the Kansas City Royals. Take a look at their winning percentage. These are American League ranks. Their winning percentage, the batting average, the singles, the stolen bases. Of course, the bullpen has been locked down for a couple of years, and they lead the Central by 13 games. For me, this team just does so many things that once they get to the postseason, they're going to be a very, very difficult team to beat.
All right, the Tigers earlier this year had to play without Miguel Cabrera because of injury. He is back, and now the Royals get their star player back, Alex Gordon.
Well, they played very well with out Alex Gordon, which is kind of surprising, which kind of gives you an idea of just how good they are. But this guy gets it done on both sides of the ball. Here's some of his career numbers: 132 homers, 3 All-Star games, 4 Gold Gloves. He just makes them so much better by what he does in left field, the way he runs the bases. He gets tons of assists. He has no regard for his body. This is a really good player, and it also lengthens their lineup a little bit more because they get their very talented all-star left fielder Alex Gordon back right in the middle of that batting order. He's a good player.
It should be fun here tonight. Verlander, Cueto, Game 1 in the series coming up. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios. Check in with Trevor Thompson. Well, Nick Castellanos has been in a groove. He's had a really good second half. Castellanos and the Tigers take on the Royals next. Of what a bank can be when it's time come to Comerica. Jeep, visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by Hot Pockets, irresistibly hot. It is hot here tonight in KC as well, but the Tigers and Royals will do battle nonetheless. Kauffman Stadium, the site. Game 1 in this series featuring the Tigers and the Royals. Tigers starting lineup tonight presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for Detroit, it'll be Ghosts in center field leading things off. Ian Kinsler leads the major leagues with 79 hits since July the 1st. Cabrera's at first base tonight. JD again is batting 4th. Victor batting 5th. Castellanos is at 3rd base. And a bottom 3 of Collins, McCann, and Iglesias tonight for Brad Auspis, and they are facing the right-handed offerings of Johnny Cueto.
Yeah, Johnny Cueto was roughed up in his last outing. He gave up 3 home runs to the Baltimore Orioles, but stuff-wise, he's got some of the best stuff in the league. Fastball gets up to 96, average heater 93. He'll cut it. He'll also sink the fastball. Real good changeup and a curveball with runners in scoring position for Johnny Cueto. Let's take a look at the Kansas City Royals starting defense led by Alex Gordon, who got a nice standing ovation coming off the disabled list, making his first start here this evening. Dyson in center field, Kane in right, Zobrist, Escobar, Infante, Hosmer in the infield, and Salvador Perez behind the plate. Only the 5th career start for Ben Zobrist, super utility player.
All right, ready for game 1 in this series. The Tigers spending 3 days here in KC before they come back home. The month of September is upon us. These Royals are rolling. They're 30 games over 500. Tigers, of course, were swept in Toronto. Certainly glad to get out of Canada after playing 3 games there at Rogers Center.
Kansas City Royals are on pace to win 100 games this year, and they won 102 back in 1977.
Anthony Ghost will start things off for the Tigers. It'll be Ghost, Kinsler, and Cabrera facing Johnny Cueto. Supreme pitching matchup tonight, Verlander and Cueto. And here we go. The first pitch of tonight's ball game is a strike called on Anthony Ghost. Anthony 2 out of 10 in that series against the Blue Jays. Batting in the leadoff slot in this one here tonight. Here's Cueto's 0-1, swing and a miss.
Yeah, you know all about Johnny Cueto by now. Those of you that watch Tigers baseball and you've seen him pitch against your team. He'll turn the back. He'll quick pitch you. He throws a lot of different pitches from different angles, and he throws a lot of strikes. He walks very few.
Here's the 0-2 coming home to Ghost. Anthony takes outside 1-2. Johnny Cueto, 29 years old, out of San Pedro de Macorís. He's become instantly the ace of the staff here for the Royals after his acquisition at the deadline. Lifted back out of play. Cueto, however, has had struggles in his last 2 starts. The Tigers are hoping that continues here again tonight.
6 earned runs in both of those starts. One against Boston and one against the Baltimore Orioles.
There's that quick pitch. It misses outside, and the count evens now 2-2.
That's why you have to be ready when you step into the batter's box when Cueto is on the mound, because of that quick pitch.
3 home runs allowed as well in his last start. And he missed again. Running full now, 3-2. Ian Kinsler waiting on deck. Tigers trying to get the offense going. They batted just 200 in that Toronto series. Here's the 3-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle, hit the mound. It'll get into center field, a base hit. Ghost is aboard. Take an aggressive turn and head back, and they throw it away. That'll get in the camera well. That'll move Ghost up. So Anthony forcing a throw there as he headed back to the bag, and he'll go to second. Anthony not quite sure what's going on here. I don't think he realized the ball got by the first baseman.
And Dyson, the center fielder, just kind of lobbed it in, and then Escobar threw the ball over to Hosmer, and Hosmer could not help Escobar out. That is going to be the 10th error of the season for Alcides Escobar. Looks like Ghost is going to get all the way to third base.
Boy, big break there for the Tigers. Look at a runner at third with nobody out. 2-base throwing error. So the Tigers certainly will take that. That'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Kinsler batting .305, continues to be very consistent at the plate. 3 for 10 in the series against the Blue Jays. And he pops it up behind home plate, and Perez will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out.
If you're Ian Kinsler, as hot as you've been, you're looking for a ball up in the strike zone. He does get the ball up in the strike zone, but it's a fastball, and he can't get on top of it, and he pops it up on the very first pitch from Johnny Cueto. What a nice break there for Cueto.
So here's Cabrera now trying to get this run in. The infield in a couple of steps.
Mickey had that look in his eye in the clubhouse today. He was bouncing around. He was smiling. He looked like he had already worked out. He was sweating like he's going to have a good day today.
He'll look at a strike 0-1. Well, he certainly do. He was just 1 for 11 in the Blue Jays series.
You're talking about the team batting .200 in that series, and David Price didn't even pitch against the Tigers.
No. Yet the Tigers just couldn't muster enough offense. And they found out what that Blue Jays offense was all about.
Ned Yost, for the most part, has his infield in.
Bouncing ball fair inside the bag at third. That'll get the run in. Cabrera rounding the bag at first, but he's going to have to hold with a single.
Man, something about that look that Mickey had on his face today, and he was in such a great mood. You just kind of had a feeling that he was going to do something here tonight against Kansas City, and they pretty much slowed him down the last couple of years. That's a two-seam fastball that's tailing in on Miguel, and he pulls his hands in nicely, and Ben Zobrist getting the start down at third base today couldn't make a play.
67 RBIs now for Cabrera, an early Tigers lead in this one. We'll bring up J.D. Martinez. J.D. played in 2 of the 3 games in Toronto, was 1 for 8. And he looks at a strike right at the knees, 0-1. The way Verlander has been pitching an early lead certainly looks good for the Tigers. It's driven back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on J.D. It's been a couple of games now that Martinez was or has been bumped up to the 4th spot in the lineup, with Victor Martinez batting 5th.
Victor had been struggling and still is struggling with runners in scoring position, so they're just trying to take advantage of J.D. Martinez in that number 4 slot now.
Tigers taking advantage of a throwing error here early in this game. That one missed inside, 2-2. '87 RBIs for J.D. Martinez in his best year in the big leagues. Here's the 2-2, and it's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cabrera at first. He has just knocked in a run. 1-0 Tigers. Here's the 3-2. Driven toward left center field. On the move is Gordon. It's going to drop in between Gordon and Dyson. Throw down to third base. Mickey's going to be out standing up.
It's bad base running there by Miguel Cabrera.
He's out by 5 feet.
And Dyson getting the start in center field. Alex Gordon in left field off the disabled list. That ball lands softly right in between the both of them. And Miguel Cabrera, for whatever reason, tried to take off for third base. And he was an easy out for Gerard Dyson, the center fielder.
That is Dyson's 7th assist so far this year.
A lot of people here in Kansas City say that this is their best defensive outfield alignment, with Dyson in center field, not Kane. They say right field here is so spacious that Lorenzo Cain actually plays that position better than he plays center field, if you can believe that.
Well, they can go get it without question, and certainly this was their alignment in the postseason last year. Once they took a lead late in games, they tightened up their defense with Dyson involved.
And this is kind of the way that they're thinking now, by starting to get Dyson some reps in center field.
So here is Victor Martinez, a runner at second, 2 outs. Cueto has given up 3 hits already in the game. And he delivers ball one outside to Victor.
And Tigers saw Cueto here when he made his debut in the new Kansas City Royals whites, and he pitched a complete game against the Tigers and gave up only 4 hits in that game and did not give up a run in that contest. And the atmosphere in this place was bananas.
Little bounce in, 2 balls, no strikes. Cueto does not appear to be very sharp here in the first inning.
And one thing he does know, if he does bounce that ball in the dirt, Salvador Perez, the catcher, somehow, some way is going to get over and for the most part keep that ball in front of him.
2-0. Swing and a miss. He was on front.
He really doesn't want to pitch to Victor Martinez. That would have been ball 3 had Victor not swung at that changeup with the base open and 2 outs. He probably feels more comfortable getting Castellanos out, even though Victor Martinez has been struggling with that bat.
It's fouled straight back, 2-2. Martinez just 203 left-handed this year, 357 right-handed. Just finished up a month of August in which he struggled mightily.
And those numbers lead me to believe that that lefty must still be bothering him a little bit.
Two and two. And a fly ball. Shallow left center field. Dyson calling. And that'll be it for the Tigers. So they get 1 run. They'll leave a man as we go to the bottom of the first. Here comes JV. By Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Well, Justin finally healthy, and Justin pitching like an ace again. Overall 2-6 this year, but his last 7 outings have been spectacular, and the last outing nearly a no-hitter against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Here is the lineup he will face tonight, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. For the Royals, they will have Alcides Escobar in the leadoff slot, followed by Ben Zobrist at third tonight. Kane is in right field. Hosmer is at first. Henrys Morales having a spectacular year. Alex Gordon is back in there after missing 48 games. Perez and Vante and Dyson, the bottom 3 for Ned Yost. So Verlander goes to work now against Escobar. And Alcides shows bunt and looks at a strike, 0-1. Escobar batting .260. He's knocked in 39 this year. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Sliced foul down the right field line, 0-2.
Verlander had outstanding fastball command 5 days ago against the Angels. He was able to spot that fastball wherever he wanted to. And the velocity continued to go up after the 7th inning. After the 7th inning, he threw several fastballs that got all the way up to 97 miles an hour. That's the best we've seen Verlander in really, what, a couple years?
I would say so. The 0-2. That fastball from the 7th inning and beyond average. We're talking average now, 95 plus.
Yeah, that was a vintage Justin Verlander.
There you have it, 95.3 to be exact, following the 7th inning or 7th inning beyond. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the pitch that he really had working for him was the slider. And this is a pretty good count to throw that slider in if he's feeling that pitch here tonight.
Zobrist on deck, and then Lorenzo Cain. Escobar shoots one on the ground, back up the middle. On the backhand, Kinsler throws him out, 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers' starting defense. It's presented by Beaumont Health System. Right to left, you've got Martinez, Ghost, and Collins in the outfield. Up the middle, you've got Iglesias and Kinsler. On the corners, Castellanos and the big fella. James McCann, he's a catcher. And the Tigers, well, they've caught the ball a lot better this season away from Comerica Park. They've only committed 31 errors. Here's that slider that Verlander threw a lot of against the Angels last week. It stays on the fastball plane right until it gets into the hitting zone, and all of a sudden a hitter, you start your swing, and that ball kind of inches its way to the outside part of your bat, which would be the end of the barrel.
Ben Zobrist will bat in the 2nd spot for the Royals tonight. It's been a great pickup. He's had 10 home runs overall this year. Here's the 1-0. 2-0.
He's a really good number 2 hitter. He's a switch hitter. He can hit a fastball. He's not afraid to take a strike if the leadoff hitter gets on. Also real good at playing situational baseball, whether it be a hit and run or moving a guy over from 2nd to 3rd. And with nobody out.
Zobrist sends a ground ball to first. Easy play there for Cabrera. 2 up, 2 down. A couple of ground ball outs for Justin. We'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. Royals are 45-21 at home this year. 2nd most home wins in the American League. Houston has 46. So you look at the numbers on Cain, a very solid year this year. .312 batting average. Can hit for some power, drive in runs, steal bases. Cain looks at a strike, 0-1.
It's a nice job by Verlander getting ahead of Cain. He's had an outstanding year, as Mario has just told you, but now by getting ahead of him, you can expand the strike zone with fastballs up and breaking balls down, and he will chase.
The 0-1. A little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cain right now an 8-game hitting streak. 387 over that stretch. Backed him out of there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Verlander's numbers, at least his ERA, coming down with each start. Had some rocky outings early on after coming back from the injury. There's a high fly ball, shallow center field. Anthony Ghost coming in, and Verlander will have a 1-2-3 first inning.
Stadium earlier today. There is Daniel Norris, who was throwing a baseball, and we weren't sure we were going to see that again. 12 days ago, he had the strained oblique at Wrigley Field. We thought at the time that it was going to cost him his season, but he says he feels great and knew he was feeling better when he sneezed, and it didn't hurt so much. The other comeback story is Anibal Sanchez dealing with a sore shoulder. He's a little bit further away than is Daniel Norris. Mario, right?
All right, Keith, thanks. Well, it would be nice to see Norris get at least a couple of starts toward the end of September here. A little bit more big league time never hurts for young guys.
It's one of the things that you want to know before you go into the offseason. If you're Al Avila, the new general manager, whether you're Brad Ausmus, you want to know the health of most of your players. So to hear that Norris and also Sanchez have started to throw a little bit, it's very encouraging, because we might see both of those guys throwing before the year's over.
Meanwhile, Nick Castellanos leading things off for the Tigers. Castellanos, Collins, and McCann. Cueto gets a swing and a miss there from Nick. 1-2. Well, the Tigers have seen Cueto 3 times already this year, and you wonder if the antics, I suppose, that he has, Rod, the hip turn and the quick pitches, if the Tigers right now should be a little bit used to that.
Well, you know you have to be ready when you step into the batter's box, because he will quick pitch you on any given pitch. He also has outstanding stuff, so you have to make sure that you make him get the ball up. And when he does, as we watched in the first inning, you can get some hits off of him. It does not appear that he's as sharp here today as he was a couple of weeks ago when we were here.
That one missed high and inside. 2-2. Cueto in that game, the shutout that he threw against the Tigers, 8 strikeouts in that contest.
You may remember as well that Miggy did not play in that game.
Here's the 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Collins waiting on deck. Tigers got a run in the first inning on 3 hits. They were helped up by an error. Time called. Castellanos waiting on Cueto, who would not deliver. Nick was 4 for 12 in the series against the Toronto Blue Jays. He's had a really nice second half. He's bounced back after some rough patches in the first half. And he shoots this one in the air to center field. Dyson will watch it drop. Base hit. Leadoff single.
Here are those 3 starts you were speaking of. Johnny Cueto this season against the Tigers. That first one, 5 1/3 innings. That was when he was with the Cincinnati Reds on August 5th at Comerica Park, August 9th, right here in this ballpark.
2.11 ERA in those starts coming into this one. There's a drive down the left field line. That'll get in there, a base hit. Castellanos on his way to third. Gordon's throw is not going to be in time, and to second base goes Collins. Second and third, nobody out.
It's a real nice swing here by Collins. That's a tailing fastball that's down on the black away from him, but he stays with it and keeps the ball, the bat, the strikes on a long time, and finds some grass in left field. Gordon probably should have come up and thrown that ball to second base instead of going to third base. He may have been able to keep the double play in order for Johnny Cueto.
So a good opportunity here for the Tigers. Second and third, nobody out. James McCann will stand in. And the Tigers already now with 5 hits against Cueto tonight.
You know, we talked about Cueto in his last couple of starts. He'd given up a combined 13 runs, 12 of those earned. So he's not pitching all that well right now. And the Tigers already have more hits here today than they had in the entire game the last time they saw him.
It's a good sign. McCann sends a ground ball to second. That'll get the run in. Castellanos will score. Both runners move up, and it's 2-0. McCann gets his 30th RBI.
Here's what Cueto's had some issues with lately. He's had trouble getting the ball down in the strike zone. Every single pitch he's thrown in his last couple of outings has been right over the heart of the plate, and the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles, they have really beat up on him, and the Tigers already have 5 hits here today.
the second straight inning now. The Royals have pulled the infield in as Iglesias comes up. Got a runner in third with 1 out.
That was a very productive at bat by James McCann. Runners on second and third with nobody out. He simply hit a ground ball to the second baseman, which got 1 run in. And now Collins is over at third base with just 1 out. Very good at bat by McCann.
Iglesias cuts and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Iglesias has hit first, he's hit second, he's hit 8th, but this 9th spot has been the best spot for Iglesias all season long.
That average has not dipped under 300 all year. It's at 302 right now. Cueto missed inside. Top of the order, Ghosts on deck. And he missed again. 3-1. Opponents this year with a very low batting average with men in scoring position, just .224 against Cueto. There's Ghosts. See if Iglesias can do something about that, or even a deep enough fly ball. Here's the 3-1. 3-2. Now with runners on this year, opponents are batting .198, so it's been even tougher with men on base. That's 6th best in the major leagues. They got to get Collins in at third with less than 2 outs here. Fouled it off. That is something that Iglesias does very well. He doesn't strike out all that often. In fact, he is the 2nd toughest batter to strike out in the American League. Once every 10 or so at bats. And he's battling Cueto here. Again, the 3-2. Driven to right field, base hit. That'll get the run in. Iglesias makes it a 3-0 Tigers lead.
He does not panic with 2 strikes. He's got exceptional hand-eye coordination, and here's a fastball that's on the outside part of the plate, and really all Iglesias did was allow it to travel and hit the ball the opposite way. He is now hitting about 309, 310 in that number 9 spot, which is 2nd best in the majors. Wow, what a swing by Iglesias.
Meanwhile, the struggles continue for Cueto, and as we mentioned, his last 2 were very rocky, and this one is not starting out very well either. Dave Island comes out for a quick chat.
And Tigers already with 3 runs here tonight, and they equal just 3 runs in their final 2 games of that Toronto Blue Jays series. That might be the last time I mentioned that Blue Jays series, too.
Ever again.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it took a while to kind of put that one by the wayside and move on. There's a strike call.
The day off could not have come at a better time.
Anthony Ghost singled and advanced all the way to third on a throwing error. Brad Ausmus in his 2nd year, winding down his 2nd year. 150 wins as the Tigers manager. Here's the 0-1. Ghost looks at a ball outside.
Johnny Cueto is very difficult to run on. Gets the ball to home plate in about 1.1 seconds. And then you add in the fact that their catcher, Salvador Perez, gets the ball down to second base under 2 seconds. Basically, you're running yourself into an out if you try to steal against this combination. There's been only 1 attempted steal all year with Cueto on the mound.
Lifted back out of play. You wouldn't happen to know who had the guts to do that, do you?
I don't know.
We can look it up. By the way, Cueto, having lost his last 2, has not lost more than 2 straight games since 2012. Tigers looking to change that here tonight, off to a nice start. Another one back out of play. Pitch count continues to elevate, 20 in this inning alone. So they are making him work, which bodes well. Another foul. This one whistles back the other way. Tigers came in 10 under the 500 mark at 60 and 70. The Royals were 30 over the 500 mark. And again, the 1-2 swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. Be the first strikeout for Cueto. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's Steak and Egg Burritos. Here's Ian Kinsler. Ian batting .304, popped up on the first pitch he saw back in the first inning. And that is in for a strike. 0-1.
Ian Kinsler outstanding in the month of July and also in the month of August. And really the entire second half he has been simply on fire. And here's some of the numbers. Through June, batting just .262, but since a .364 batting average for Ian with a lot more extra base hits.
Behind in the count, 0-2 here. And he pops this one in the air to shallow right field, and it's going to be caught on the run by Lorenzo Cain. Tigers get 2 more runs, though. It's now 3-0. Second time for the Lowe's never stop improving status. Eric Hosmer gets set to lead things off, and for Hosmer, well, the numbers between 2014 and 2015 are pretty good.
He's an outstanding player. He's a real nice two-way player. We're showing you a lot of his offensive numbers. .311 batting average this season with 14 homers. Line drive percentage has also gone up, but he's also winning Gold Gloves over at first base.
Verlander back to work now with a 3-0 lead. Hosmer looks at strike one.
A lot of these left-handed batters, and Hosmer and Moustakas would fall into that category. They finally have learned how to hit into this spacious ballpark. And both guys have a ton, I mean an absolute ton, of opposite field hits this year, and really they've both been able to spray the baseball around the entire diamond.
Hosmer came into this game hitting .318 here at Kauffman Stadium.
He's also killed, I mean absolutely killed, Tigers pitching this year. I like the fact that Verlander with Kane pitched him aggressively inside, and he's also pitching Hosmer aggressively inside.
One ball, two strikes.
Had a nice conversation with Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, today, and he was giving me some information on Verlander and what Verlander was able to do in that Angels start. He said Verlander finally has started to use a slider on the outside part of the plate to left-handed batters. And he's also increased his volume of changeups to right-handers, and that's why he's been so good in his last 7.
Little chopper back up the middle. Kinsler on the backhand, dropped it. And Hosmer is aboard. Boy, the normally sure-handed Ian Kinsler would look to be a routine play for him. He's unable to make it.
Here's the slider thrown to Alex Gordon, and he fools him. You can see where McCann is set up. He's set up on the outside part of the play. I just told you they've started to throw that slider outside to the left-handed batters, and he gets himself to roll over, but Ian Kinsler not able to make the play.
It'll be an E4. First base runner of the game for the Royals. 10th error of the year for Kinsler. And now here is Kendrys Morales. He'll back away from ball 1. Morales just finished up the month of August, in which he had an on-base percentage of over .400.
He's had a great year.
Got 90 RBI.
Yeah, first tour of duty in a Royals uniform. What a great sign he was for Dayton Moore, their general manager. He will hit into a lot of double plays, though.
Okay, we'll take one of those.
Yeah, that's exactly what Verlander is hoping for here. Kendrys Morales has grounded into 21 double plays already this season.
Josh Donaldson 108 RBIs, Chris Davis 92, Encarnacion 91, and then Kendrys Morales. Now JB has fallen behind 2-0 on Morales. Way outside, 3 balls and no strikes. He's had a lot of RBI opportunities. That's why he has driven in 90. I mean, when he comes up, there's usually runners on.
Eric Hosmer, who was on first base, just a tick above Kendrys Morales. That's why both guys have had really good years.
He'll take a pitch. It's in for a strike, 3-1.
And best fastball of the night thrown there by Justin Verlander at 94 miles an hour. He's going to get a real nice round of applause when he steps into the batter's box. That would be Alex Gordon after missing, what, 48 games?
48 games. And he is back for the stretch run here in September. Meanwhile, 3-1 on Morales, who has hit safely in 5 of his last 6. They played a pull on the infield. And now Iglesias moving back over to the other side of second base as it's foul back. Tigers removing the shift on the fly that time.
You saw Eric Hosmer take a look at the first base coach, Rusty Kuntz. Rusty Kuntz handles the base running, and he has the luxury of telling the base runners when they're on first base whether he wants them to run or not. This would be a very risky situation to run 3-2 with Morales in that batter's box.
There he goes. Bouncing ball right side, base hit. Hosmer will get to third base, and Kendrys Morales has the Royals' first hit of the night. 2 on, nobody out. And here is Alex Gordon.
It's a classy move by Justin Verlander, stepping off the rubber, walking behind the mound to allow these fans to adore Alex Gordon.
First and third, nobody out. Gordon gets his first at bats. He's coming off the disabled list today. And he sends a high fly ball into right field. Hosmer will tag. JD makes the catch. And the throw coming home to the plate is not in time. Hosmer will score. Sac fly RBI for Gordon.
JD does this perfectly in the outfield. It's a very high fly ball. He calls it. Then he's got all his momentum carrying him toward home plate. Takes very little time getting rid of the one-hop throw to the plate. McCann just could not handle it. And therefore, Eric Hosmer able to tag up and slide in safely head first. JD Martinez already with 14 outfield assists. Nearly had number 15 right there.
Here's Salvador Perez. The Royals get on the board, 3-1 ball game, and Perez looks at a strike. Salvador with the 4-game hit streak, batting .253. JD Martinez is getting more and more awareness around the league as to really how good his arm is and how good of an outfielder he's become. So many people just concentrate on his bat, and deservedly so with what he's done offensively this year. But he can play some outfield.
He's only made 2 miscues out there, .991 fielding percentage. He's had a great year.
Salvador Perez would fall in the nemesis category for Justin Verlander. .474 career average versus JB. Including a couple of homers. Now Billy Butler, who used to play here in Kansas City, well, he was tough as well.
Salvador Perez probably sent a limousine over to the hotel today to make sure Verlander got to the ballpark.
Here's the 2-1. Driven down the right field line. That ball is slicing to the corner, and it's going to go foul.
It really doesn't matter which ballpark it's in, whether it be Comerica Park or right here at the K. And Perez just sees the ball very well against Verlander.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Justin Verlander still looking for that ground ball. Perez has grounded into a lot of double plays this year as well. Morales leads their squad with 21. He's grounded into 20.
Well, the inning started with the error by Kinsler and what appeared to be a semi-routine ground ball. That opened the door a little bit. Then a single by Morales and a sac fly. Here's the 2-2. Broken bat, slow roller towards short. Iglesias fires to second one, and they're still going to get the double play.
Iglesias has some of the fastest hands at that position in baseball.
And that's why they turned 2. Perez had the bat sawed off. It'll go 6-4-3. A double play for the Tigers. They're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
the double play that was turned by Iglesias and Kinsler. Watch where he flips this ball underneath, and look at where he gives the ball to Ian Kinsler. Perfect spot right there where all he has to do is reach his hand in the glove and able to turn it over, and that's now 21 double plays Salvador is grounded into. It's not an easy play, but Iglesias and Kinsler, boy, do they make it look easy sometimes.
No doubt. Very, very flashy, but that play, yes, the runner was not very fleet of foot, but still turned nicely. So Cueto goes back to the mound. Miguel Cabrera leads it off. 3-1 ball game now as Miggy looks at a ball high. Cabrera, Martinez facing the right-hander Cueto. And is in for a strike. Up with the right hand goes Gary Cederstrom. Cueto threw 46 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. It's fouled straight back. And MGM Grand Detroit brings you the scouting report on Miguel Cabrera.
And when he put on a Tigers uniform in 2008, you can kind of see where he has sprayed the ball all around the diamond, and this year even more hits to right field for Miguel Cabrera than in the past. And that's one of the reasons why, Mario, he's on the verge of winning his 4th batting title in the last 5 years.
Yeah, well, now that he's qualified, he came in at 358 and certainly has to be the front runner down the stretch. He had about a 30-point lead on everybody else in the field. He'll shoot that one to left. That's going to be another hit. He's 2 for 2. Cabrera with the leadoff single. 3rd straight inning the Tigers have gotten the leadoff man on.
And now 37 to left, 37 to right field, and 49 right back up the middle for Miguel.
JD pounds it foul, back out of play. 0-1. Tigers already have 7 hits in this game. Got to be a little bit concerning, at least for Dave Island, Ned Yost, the fact that 2 rough starts for Cueto, and now he's had another rocky one here early on. Here's a drive to center field. Dyson comes on to make the sliding play. Quick throw back, and Miggy kind of stuttered between first and second.
Ned Yost believes this is his best defensive alignment with Dyson in center field, Kane in right, Gordon in left. He comes in, takes a base hit away from J.D. Martinez, then alertly gets up and fires the ball to first base because Miguel Cabrera had gone about halfway, and before he had started to retreat and head back to first, and it was almost like Miguel was baiting Dyson. Did you see him pointing at him?
I think he was probably telling the umpires that ball was trapped, but it clearly wasn't.
Well, he better get back to that bag. That's what he better do.
Exactly. Well, here is Victor Martinez. Victor flying out to left field his first time up. Ball 1 from Cueto.
And one more look at Miguel pointing out at Dyson in center field. And I think you're right. He was probably pointing to tell the second base umpire that ball had dropped.
Well, okay, but still get back to the bag.
Yeah, that's right.
Swing and a miss.
Ooh, nice change piece there thrown by Johnny Cueto. After missing with the first pitch fastball to Victor.
Victor has made 5 starts at first base this year. Here's the 1-1. Mostly has been used as the DH, though.
I thought it was a good idea when Brad finally decided to put Victor over at first base. He had been struggling really mightily with the bat for the most part of the season, and sometimes when you get a guy, you know, from being a DH and getting him on the field, getting him moving around, sometimes the numbers from an offensive standpoint, they get better.
Another fly ball, this time in the left center field. Dyson coming over. 2 gone. Bring up Castellanos. Nick had a single to start things off in the second and then scored later in the inning on a ground out by James McCann. Tigers built a 3-0 lead until the Royals got a run back in the second. Nick sends a ground ball to third. It flattens out for Zobrist. He'll go to second for the force. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left.
Their catch last night turned in by Kevin Kiermaier of the Tampa Bay Rays, but take a look at him in Baltimore. Elevating over the wall, his head, his shoulders literally up over the wall, and he makes one of the more spectacular catches that ballpark has seen, well, since 2012 when Mike Trout made an extraordinary catch. Two of the best catches that you will see.
I give the edge to Kiermaier.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think it was, well, I'm looking at this one in slow motion.
They're both awfully special, man. Goodness gracious.
That was pretty good, too.
God, I mean, to elevate like that.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll go Kiermaier by just a smidge.
But the key to both of those guys making those plays is the fact that both guys were able to elevate before they got to the wall. So they didn't jump into the wall. They were able to use their athleticism to climb up that wall and make a real nice play.
Omar Infante leads it off here in the Royals third. It'll be Infante, Dyson, then back up to the top, and Escobar.
And meanwhile, Justin Verlander locked in again. He's given up 1 run here. He's only given up the 1 hit.
Here's the 2-0. Bouncing ball to third. Short out there for Nick. He'll throw him out, 1 away. Game break time. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. Boy, the Indians, man, putting out a charge. They are just 2 under 500 now.
Don't sleep on the Indians.
Yeah, that rotation, you'd be wise to pay attention to them. 4 games back in the wild card. That's fouled back out of play by Gerard Dyson.
I don't know what it is with Tito Francona's Cleveland Indians, but they usually make a really nice charge at the end of the year. Every year. His teams don't quit.
Cleveland has moved into 3rd place in the Central with their most recent charge. The 0-1. Strike called. 0-2 on Gerard Dyson.
A good 2-seam fastball thrown by Verlander. Top of the strike zone at 92 miles an hour to get ahead of Dyson. 0-2. He'll chase a breaking ball if you want to bounce one here. Here comes that slider, so just bounce it.
1-2.
Fish weren't biting.
One out, nobody on in the third. 3-1 in favor of the Tigers. Game 1 in a 3-game set. Verlander's 1-2. Dyson in a pretty good stretch, 323 over his last 17 ball games. Trying to get it to Escobar with somebody on base. And he missed with it. JV thought he had strike 3. He was sauntering off the mound, but not so, says Gary Cederstrom.
Here's that slider that Verlander has really started to command on the outside part of the plate. And it's been a really good pitch for him. That at 86 miles an hour. Jeff Jones said finally Verlander has started to do that.
Missed again.
Really, Mario, gives you another pitch because usually the slider that Verlander throws to the left-handers is down and in toward the back foot. But now that he's starting to throw the slider on both sides of the plate, it gives the left-handers 2 different looks at that pitch.
Well, here's the number on the slider usage. 16.7% this season. That's a career high.
And the opponent's batting average, really, they have not done much with that pitch.
And he lost it, ball 4. Dyson is on with 1 out. Hey, this Friday, the Tigers play the Cleveland Indians at 7:08. Fans are invited to stay after the game for a fireworks spectacular. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or check it out online, tigers.com. So Dyson on first base is a threat to run.
He doesn't play every day, but he has stolen 23 bases already this year, which puts him 4th in the junior circuit. Verlander's going to have to keep him close because you know Dyson, he's going to be on the move.
Mickey holds the runner at first. Castellanos even with the bag at third base with Escobar up there. He has the ability to do some different things. Escobar bounced out his first time up. Another throw back. Dyson back in there.
And only a couple of right-handers that picked off more base runners since Justin Verlander came to the major leagues in 2006. I believe those 2 guys are A.J. Burnett and James Shields.
3 in a row over there now. Back to the bag. Royals have 87 steals this year.
This is the main reason why I kind of favor the Kansas City Royals over the Toronto Blue Jays right now. In my opinion, 2 of the best teams in the American League, but that speed element that the Kansas City Royals have. I know Ben Revere is now playing for the Toronto Blue Jays, but the Kansas City Royals have got a lot of rabbits, a lot of guys that can put a lot of pressure on you.
Well, they certainly have more speed up and down their lineup. Even a guy like Hosmer can steal a bag for you if you need it. Little chopper to third base, foul.
There's no doubt that the Toronto Blue Jays have the most lethal offense in baseball. Their contact to damage ratio, well, it's simply off the chain, but you get 3 hot right-handed starters to go against that right-handed dominant lineup in Toronto, and you might just have a chance to slow them down.
Well, you know who else is here? Terrence Gore.
Yeah.
The last couple of years.
Yeah. He can fly.
He can really fly. I mean, that's his game. They brought him up as part of the September call-ups.
He's faster than Dyson.
Crowd getting a little bit upset with Verlander, but he's got to do what he can here to hold Dyson at first.
Verlander is doing his job. He's giving McCann a chance to throw that baseball so that Dyson take off. Pitch
out. Nothing happening, though. 1-2. Ben Zobrist will be next.
If you're Brad Ausmus and you think that Dyson's going to run on this next pitch, you may as well pitch out again. You might as well get yourself an easy out down at second.
Ooh, over the head of Escobar. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Looked like a breaking ball slipped out of Verlander's hand. Curveball.
Alcides bounced out his first time up. Dyson has been planted at first base. He bluffs. Popped up. Third base side. Let's see if it stays in play. Castellanos. Nice play. Dyson will tag but hold, and Escobar is out.
It's a nice catch here by Castellanos. I thought for a moment there Iglesias was going to call him off. Iglesias could have made the play as well, but he elected to allow Nick to catch it.
So with 2 outs, here is Ben Zobrist. He also grounded out right to Cabrera back in the first inning. Driven foul down the left field line. 0-1. Royals have done some of their best work within the division, 32-19 against AL Central teams this year. That's why they built such a huge lead. They came in 13 up on second place Minnesota. And I think if you're Ned Yost, you're just trying to get through the month of September here, keep everybody healthy.
He's going to have an opportunity to rest some of his players down the stretch. Obviously, you want to have the best record in the American League, which will give you home field advantage throughout.
Runner goes. No, now they put on the brakes. Throw back down to first. Dyson gets in there. Must not have liked his initial lead.
That and the fact that he knows that James McCannon behind that dish has an outstanding throwing arm. And James has caught 18 this year. Good for 38%.
Ball low. 2-1. So Verlander's pitch count now is at 46. Dyson still edging off the bag. Draws yet another throw. JV to this point has allowed just 1 hit, a single by Kendrys Morales in the second.
And I told you that Rusty Kuntz, their first base coach, he handles the running game. As a matter of fact, he handles the steals as well. Ned Yost, these are your guys. Good man, Rusty Kuntz, former Tiger.
Popped him up. Iglesias to the outfield grass. And that'll retire the side. No runs, a 1-out walk is stranded.
So there's some comparisons on their entire roster: career average, career home runs, playoff games, Silver Slugger awards, and also Gold Gloves. A lot more playoff games for the Kansas City Royals roster, a lot more home runs for the Toronto Blue Jays roster, and I was kind of surprised both teams kind of equal with 8 Gold Gloves, but then I noticed that Mark Burley has 4 of the 8 the Toronto Blue Jays have.
Well, here's the other thing the Jays have. There's a strike to Tyler Collins, and that's not to say this could not be a home field advantage here in KC, because it is. But we saw the 3 games over the weekend what kind of home field advantage that can be for Toronto. Ball slapped in the air toward left field, hit pretty good. Gordon can't get it. It's going to go to the wall. Collins will go to second. Looked like Gordon was just kind of cruising back there to make the play.
I don't know if he was fooled or if he was playing a little bit too shallow against Tyler Collins, but Gordon did not take the best route at going back to make the play. And by the time he's able to run it down, Collins in scoring position.
So Tyler Collins now has a pair of doubles in this game. Another conversation on the mound as Perez goes out there to have a chat with Cueto.
And Tyler Collins is going to get every opportunity here down the stretch in the month of September to show that he deserves to be out in left field at some point in time next year. Of course, they have moved one of their prospects, Steven Moya, to left field now in the minor leagues.
Correct. And I would assume that he'll be up here and given a chance to play some left down the stretch in September.
I would assume that the reason they've moved Moya to the left is the fact that J.D. Martinez has been so good in right field, and J.D. Martinez is going to be the right fielder for the foreseeable future.
Moya's getting to that age now as, I guess, quote, a prospect where you need to figure out, can he play at the big league level or not?
He does have a great body on him. 6'7".
Off the glove of the pitcher Cueto, and Infante throws him out. Collins able to take third. If Cueto fields that ball, he might have had a play on Collins.
A couple of positive at-bats today by James McCann. His first time up, runners were on second and third with nobody out. He hit a ball to the right side of the infield, which got 1 run in, and also got 1 runner over to third base. And this unselfish at-bat gets another runner to third base now with 1 out. So get a lot of high fives in that Tigers dugout right now for James McCann.
And they'll draw the infield in again. It seems like the Royals infield has been in all night. Jose Iglesias drilled a base hit to right field to knock in a run in the second. Tigers have 8 hits already tonight. That's in there, a strike called. .23 RBIs for Iglesias. One ball, 1 strike. Collins let it off with a double. He's at third now with 1 out. One and 2. Cueto has had 2 top 5 finishes in the Cy Young voting, including last year when he was beaten by Clayton Kershaw over in the National League. He really got off to a nice start in his new uniform, but as we mentioned, his last 3, not so much. The right has been bumpy. Down his hands and rolled foul.
Some pretty nice ranks here for Johnny Cueto in the majors since the beginning of the 2014 season. 5th in wins, 3rd in innings, which means he's very durable, limits the damage. The ERA sits at 2.54, and the opponent's hitting just over 200 against Cueto.
Chopper to the shortstop. They're going to come home with it, and the tag is out at home plate. Collins cut down by the shortstop Escobar.
And Tigers have a 2-run lead here in the top half of the 4th inning, so they gambled with the infield in. The contact play was on. which meant that Collins, on anything that was hit on the ground, he was to try to score. Escobar with a really firm throw to the catcher Perez. Perez able to apply the tag to Collins as he tried to leap over the tag.
So the Royals gladly take that exchange. There are 2 outs now with a man at first for Anthony Gose. Gose, was he hit?
Yep.
He'll take first base as Anthony now flexing that front leg. He'll put 2 men on.
It's a cut fastball that got him on the outside of the right knee.
Not good. That'll put 2 on now and keep it going for Kinsler.
This is the 8th batter that Johnny Cueto has hit this season with a couple of different teams, Cincinnati and his new team, Kansas City.
Now Kinsler. There's a ball outside to Kinsler. Good to see Frank White at the ballpark here tonight.
Yeah, he just poked his head into our booth and said hello.
Royals great. Frank White, man, he could play some second base here.
He sure could. He was tremendous.
There's good Royals teams in the early 80s. Of course, that the 80s ball club went to the World Series. There's a statue of Frank.
Grew up in Kansas City. Played for the Kansas City Royals.
Driven foul back out of play. 1-2.
It's like Willie Horton of the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Grew up in Detroit. Able to play for the Detroit Tigers. Now both guys have statues to remind the fans of just how good they were. That would be Willie and also Frank White.
Kinsler with a pop up and a fly out. He's behind 1-2. And he'll drive one back up the middle into center. Base hit. That'll get a run in. Iglesias coming around to score. Gose will go to third. And the Tigers lead 4-1. Clutch 2-out hit for Kinsler.
Usually it's the Kansas City Royals that are getting a ton of 2-out knocks. Today it's the Tigers getting some hits with runners in scoring position. This is their 3rd hit already tonight with a runner in scoring position. We also told you that Johnny Cueto has been struggling with his command lately, leaving a lot of balls up in the strike zone, and he's doing that again here tonight against the Tigers. Take a look at the left shoulder and how violently it's falling off toward the first base side of the pitching rubber, and that's the reason why he's having such a difficult time. Dave Island, the pitching coach, said everything is up in the strike zone because he's way too rotational with his upper half. Everything is up in the strike zone. You may remember Anibal Sanchez was having those same issues this year with his front side.
The Menards big money encounters. The Tigers have had several of them in this game, and they lead 4-1 now.
Thank you for that, buddy. I forgot. It's been a week since I've been up here, so I kind of forgot my job. I got excited. Sorry about that.
That's what we call a back sell in the business.
Yeah.
Miggy 2 out of 2. He's had a couple of singles plus an RBI. The 1-0 is inside and high. 2 balls, no strike. Well, this certainly is not the same Johnny Cueto we saw the last time we faced him here.
No, and the way that Miguel is swinging the bat, he might just drive in both Kinsler and Anthony Gose. With a gap shot here.
Well, you might as well drive yourself in too.
All right, then.
Chop to third base, and that's going to be a fair ball. And Miguel will be out to end the inning. So the Tigers get a run on the 2-out knock by Kinsler. And the lead now is 4-1. International League postseason all-star. He's the first Mudhen shortstop to earn that award since Brent DeLugic back in 2009.
Led the Mud Hens with 129 hits, and he also scored 60 runs.
So congratulations to Dixon Machado. We saw him a little bit earlier with the big club.
He's a great defensive player, and his offense has come too as he's put on some weight.
The Tigers still have 2 more call-ups. They have Brian Holiday, who came up, Kyle Ryan as well. So there will be more once the minor league seasons end. There is Lorenzo Cain. And Lorenzo looks at a strike.
And Verlander started Cain off with a first pitch fastball back in the first inning as well. And worked the count to 2-2 before he finally got Cain to pop up.
Here's the 0-1. Cain behind in the count now 0-2. Flied out to center field in his first at bat.
Yeah, Lorenzo Cain is a remarkable story. He did not start playing high school baseball until he was a sophomore. And at that time, Mario, I mean, you got all the kids that played travel ball since they were 12, 13, 14 years old. And then you've got this guy trying out for the high school team who's never had a bat in his hand.
Well, maybe he wasn't burned out because of it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. As the story goes, and as Lorenzo tells it, the fact that he did not make his high school basketball team is the only reason really he played baseball. He wanted to get involved in something in school athletically, and mom said no football.
And he started out playing third base, and then when they moved him to center field, he said he just felt like that was his natural position.
Got him. Strike 3. Cain is caught looking.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. First pitch fastball, comes back with an off-speed pitch, gets ahead of Cain, no balls, 2 strikes. Then he elevates one to change the eye level, and then finally comes back with a fastball. I mean, dotted on the black inside at the knees. You cannot make a better pitch than Justin Verlander made right here. How about McCann ever so slightly pulling that ball into the strike zone there for Gary Cedarstrom, the home plate umpire.
Well, James going to play a lot in the month of September. That's the plan. Brad said it before the game. Hosmer looks at a ball outside. The question was, you know, James, his average has gone down a little bit now as he's starting to wear down in his first full season in the major leagues. And part of the learning process, according to Ausmus, is learning how to get through the month of September physically. And it's rolled foul down the first base line.
It's always very difficult for a position player the first time around because you only play about 140 games down the minors, and all of a sudden you're playing in 162 stressful games in the big leagues. It's also tough for pitchers too because those guys are accustomed to pitching for 4 months, not adding that next month. So that's how they have to watch some of the younger pitchers' innings as well.
Alex Avila went on the disabled list earlier this year, and once he came back, he saw that McCann had really kind of seized control of that position, and James has gotten most of the reps.
And James McCann looks like he's going to be an all-star catcher for a long time in this league.
Here's the 1-2. Big rip there by Hosmer.
And Justin wanted that fastball inside. He didn't quite get it inside, but the velocity at 94 and didn't allow Hosmer to barrel it up.
He has scored the Royals' only run after reaching on an error back in the second. In fact, Hosmer now has hit safely in 22 of his last 23 versus Detroit. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Only 1 hit so far allowed by Verlander. Meanwhile, 9 hits for the Tigers in this game. Kendrys Morales waiting on deck. And he got him. Strike 3 called. Hosmer caught looking.
Yeah, there's that backdoor slider again. Verlander has really started to master this pitch as a hitter. You think this ball is going to be outside, and the Fox track says, well, it is outside. But Hosmer gave up on it. Nice frame job by the catcher McCann, and Verlander gets the call. It's called a backdoor slider.
Not much of a beef either from Hosmer.
And backdoor slider means you throw the ball off the plate outside, and the natural action on that pitch allows it to catch the outside corner.
Morales had a single in the second, the only hit for KC tonight. Driven deep in the air to right field. Way back. Martinez goes to the wall and is way out of here. Kendrys Morales with a 2-out solo shot. And it's 4-2. That is his 16th home run of the year.
Here's a slider that Justin Verlander did not get to the location he wanted it. They wanted the ball away, and you see McCann have to reach back over the inner third of home plate for that ball, and it was destroyed by Kendrys Morales.
I would say so. It went 416 feet. Strike one on Gordon. How about that stretch Verlander was on? The first earned run allowed in 17 2/3 innings.
He's been getting busy out there.
Royals back to within 2 now. 4-2 ball game.
Verlander has also pitched very aggressively inside with his heater tonight, whether it be the left-handed batters or the right-handers. And most of those inside heaters have been in the velocity range of 94 to 95.
Justin has given up only 2 hits in this game, both of them to Kendrys Morales. And the Bernstein advantage brings you the pitcher-batter matchup. Gordon career against JV. Not too much going on, just 208. A couple of home runs. Swing and a miss, and Verlander strikes him out. He does strike out the side, but the Morales home run makes it 4-2. By the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Back here in Kansas City as we go to the top of the fifth. It is a two-run game now. The home run by Kendrys Morales has made it 4-2. Johnny Cueto going back to work. He's got J.D. Martinez, Victor Martinez, Nick Castellanos. J.D. is 1 for 2 tonight, and he looks at a ball outside. The Royals have gotten the leadoff man on in each of the first 4 innings in this game, all via a hit. Rolled foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bit inside, up high, 2-1 the count. Cueto's pitch count has been elevated most of the night. First 2 innings he threw quite a few. Here's the 2-1.
It's a good fastball there thrown by Johnny Cueto at 94 right by JD.
Perez unable to hold on to it. So Martinez has life. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Tigers tonight. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Royals.
What kind of sign is this?
Throw it.
Yeah, just give it to me.
I don't care what you throw, just throw it.
He put up the 5 sign for the changeup so everybody could see it.
3-2. And he got him, strike 3. J.D. thought he had a walk.
Ooh, it's a real nice change piece there thrown by Cueto after a steady diet of fastballs. Froze Martinez.
What do you do with that thing?
Not a whole lot you can do with that changeup. Not where that one was located.
Victor Martinez has flied out twice. Only the second strikeout of the night for Cueto. Strike 1. Victor, post All-Star break, checked in at 195 tonight, hoping for better news in the month of September. It's outside 2-1.
Victor has said that this has been his most challenging year as a professional. It's been very difficult for him to do what he likes to do, and that's hit. Career 300 hitter from both sides of the plate coming into the 2015 season. He's popped up, what, 3 times today?
Yep. There's another one. This one is center field. And that's going to be the second out. Well, it's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday brought to you by Meyer. Enter at www.foxsportsdetroit.com to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack any baseball fan would love. So here's Castellanos.
Yeah, this much we do know. The Tigers need to keep the pressure on the Kansas City Royals because of the fact that this is one of your better home court advantages in all of baseball. They are an outstanding team in this ballpark.
Royals have won 17 of their last 23 at home.
Yeah, you got to keep scoring. They've got that outstanding bullpen, although the bullpen is a little short tonight. Kelvin Herrera got chicken pox.
Bounced it short. Nice backhanded play by Escobar, who throws him out. I'm itching already.
Don't mention it.
You're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
Toronto to Kansas City. Justin stays behind. He wanted to spend part of the off day in Toronto, and it was a rather interesting day, and we know JV is capable of interesting days. The hashtag was Edgewalk, and there he was wearing a harness way up top at the CN Tower in Toronto. He made it down. He made it to Kansas City, and at least right now, he's in control of the Royals. Mario?
There is not enough money in the world to get me to do that.
Not enough money in the world?
Nope, in the world. In the air to shallow center. Late break there by Ghost, and it's going to drop in. A blue single by Salvador Perez. Leadoff man on. Iglesias almost made another great play on this.
It did look like Ghost got a late break on it, fooled possibly on the swing by Salvador Perez. It took one step back, and then he was not able to recover. I was watching Ghost walk back to his position in center field after that ball fell in, and I don't know if he's not being bothered by getting hit on that right knee by Johnny Cueto his last time he was up.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but I'm sure he's feeling it. I mean, you can't take a pitch off the knee and not have it affect you in some way, but I don't know if he just didn't see it or what's going on there. But that drops in. Now we'll see if Royals can take advantage as Omar Infante stands in.
Your point is well taken, though. A ball that stays up that long in the air with the speed that Ghost and Iglesias both have, usually that ball does get caught.
And that is only the third hit of the game for KC. Infante grounded out his first time up. We'll take another one of those here. There's a strike inside part of the plate.
He has done that a lot. A lot of good firm fastballs inside.
Infante has only one home run this year. And he'll drive that one foul back out of play. But a tough year for Infante in terms of batting average. He came in at .217. Power numbers, only one homer. Well, the acquisition of Ben Zobrist here, he might cut into Infante's playing time at second base.
And he probably is going to cut into that playing time eventually, unless Omar continues to pick it up. Omar is an outstanding, a better defensive second baseman than Zobrist is.
Drilled towards center field, sinking, Ghost coming on, can't get it, base hit, might get a force, no, not in time.
How about that? Two bloop singles.
All of a sudden the tying runs are on. Perez had to hold up, thinking Ghost might make the play on that ball.
And because Perez had to hold up, he was nearly forced out at second base. Once Ghost got there, he was able to pick it up on one bounce, fired a one hopper into Ian Kinsler, but Kinsler not able to catch that baseball.
And the way Omar's season is going, he'll gladly take it with a smile. Now here is Gerard Dyson.
And Dyson will be up there bunting. And more than likely he'll be bunting the ball down toward third base to force Castellanos into coming to get it.
Hopped up the butt. Castellanos might get two. Throw is high. Pulled him off the bag. So Dyson unable to advance him, and he almost bunted into a double play.
Well, had Nick allowed this ball to drop somehow, some way, and not caught it, Dyson did not leave the batter's box, so they would have gotten themselves a double play. Dyson's not even running. And Dyson can't be happy with that, nor his manager happy with that.
Here's Alcides Escobar. Pop-up ground out for Escobar. Ball one. We were talking last half inning about the chicken pox. Kelvin Herrera has them, and so does Alex Rios, the right fielder, and that's part of the reason they went out and got Johnny Gomes to make sure they had enough reinforcements in the outfield. But I guess the chicken pox making their way through the Royals clubhouse these days.
It's been a while since we've heard of a major league player having chicken pox.
Fly ball right field. That'll chase Martinez back. Perez is tagging up. He's going to come to third base. That'll leave him at first and third down with 2 outs.
You know, something else that Johnny Gomes brings to the Kansas City Royals, he brings a veteran right-handed bat against left-handed pitching. He's also been in the postseason for the last 5 years. And he'll help the Kansas City Royals off their bench. They now have power off their bench, which was really one of the elements that they were missing.
Yeah, I think the postseason experience, as you mentioned, is also very big. Although the Royals had plenty of postseason experience last year as a club. Here's Zobrist now in search of a 2-out hit. And JD a chance to pitch out of this jam here in the 5th.
And so far tonight, Verlander has been pretty good with first pitch strikes. He is 13 of 19 in that department.
Fouled away.
Make that 14 of 20.
96 on the fastball from Verlander. Four to 2 is our score. Royals have runners at first and third with 2 outs. Drill to right field on a line. JD makes the catch.
Oh boy, did he get a great break on that.
That thing was smoked, and JD Martinez comes in and makes a fabulous play. That'll save a run, and Verlander loves it. In the inning, no runs on 2 hits, and a nice defensive play by JD Martinez. And a boy.
Tigers 4-2, and the reason for that is an outstanding play by JD Martinez in right field, who gets a great break on the line drive hit by Ben Zobrist and makes a catch right off his shoe tops. That's our Chevrolet high-strength steal. At base hit stolen by JD Martinez.
That ball was hit so hard, and all of a sudden JD was right on it.
He got a great jump on it.
Here is Tyler Collins to get it started. Collins had a good night tonight, couple of doubles.
And both of those doubles have come the opposite way. One down the left field line, the other one over the head of Gordon, the left fielder.
That's a foul ball off his foot. 1-1 on Tyler. McCann, then Iglesias, bottom 3, facing Johnny Cueto. Gary Cederstrom bent over to dust off the plate, and Perez, the catcher, just did it right before him. Cederstrom looked at him like, I got the brush out here. It's my job. And Cueto steps off. Bounce in, and the count goes 2-1 on Tyler Collins. Tigers jumped out to a 3-0 lead, then 3-1, then 4-1, now 4-2. High fly ball. It's in the right center for Gerard Dyson. First time they've gotten Collins tonight. One gone. Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Now McCann. His ground out produced an RBI in the second inning. Looks like Cueto's going to get to 100 here in the sixth or thereabouts. Driven foul back out of play. 1-1. Johnny threw a lot of pitches early in this game. Gave up 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the second. Outside, 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
That 94-mile-per-hour sinker had a lot of late life on it. That ball looked like it was right down the middle, and the action on the pitch kind of carried it down and in to James McCann, and he swung right over the top of it.
Broke his bat. Look out. That'll roll to third base. Zobrist, nice play. The barrel of that bat is in left field. 2 outs.
This is about as far as you will see a bat fly after being sawed off.
It's pretty good concentration there from Zobrist. He let that barrel just fly by and then fielded the ground ball. Here's Iglesias. Single to drive in a run, his first at bat. Iglesias known as a flashy player. Even the tape on his bat is flashy. I mean, it's got to stick out some way. That's popped up. Cueto's calling for it. They're going to let him catch it too. How about that? That doesn't happen very often.
Let the sure man take it. this year, and he's using that slider to his advantage here this evening. Several sliders, most of them buried down and away to the right-handers. Also starting to backdoor the left-handers with that same slider. Righties down and away, he'll also throw some inside. The one mistake he made with that breaking ball today came against their most dangerous hitter. That would be Morales. And he missed with his location, and Morales, well, he didn't miss it.
First one is up high to Lorenzo Cain as we get things started here in the bottom of the 6th. The numbers on Verlander. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk in 5+ innings. And a ball low, 2-0 on Lorenzo Cain. Eric Hosmer, Kenrys Morales, 3, 4, and 5 in Ned Yost lineup.
This is the best count that Cain has had in the game so far this evening. He had fallen behind Justin in both of his previous plate appearances. He's in a real nice fastball count.
Missed it high, 3-0.
Kind of gives you an idea of just how confident Justin is with that slider these days. He didn't throw Cain a fastball there. He threw him a slider. And he wanted it. And Mr. Foxtracks said he should have got it.
No doubt. You see 3-0. That's in there, 3-1. Strikeout flyout for Cain. 346 against Tigers pitching this year coming in. Pulled on the ground right at Castellanos, who makes a backhanded play and dug out by Miguel. 1 away. Time for a game breakdown with Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. Here it is 4-2. Boy, those Indians going back against Toronto and Osuna in the 9th inning. There's a ball outside, 1-0. Hosmer's strikeout, also reaching on an error and scoring a run. Verlander's 1-0. 2-0.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and as always, it is brought to you by Xfinity. Top fastball tonight thrown by Verlander, 96. And 77, that would be on his curveball.
He's fallen behind the first 2 batters in this inning. Hosmer skies it in the air to center field, hit pretty deep. Ghosts, it appears, has room right in front of the wall.
Hosmer just missed that thing. I mean, he just missed it.
2 up, 2 down.
It's a 2-0 fastball that he kind of crowds him with. He didn't barrel it up the way that he normally does. And he got underneath it, and that ball nearly carried out of here.
Here's the guy that got one to carry out in his last at bat, a home run to right field for Kendrys Morales. They will employ the shift against Morales. And he'll hit one right into the shift on 1 hop right at Kinsler. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. To the 7th we go. America Park becomes a galaxy far, far away in Star Wars night, September 19th. Tigers take on the Royals at 7:08 p.m. Get a special ticket package, which includes a Tiger Star Wars t-shirt exclusively at tigers.com/Star Wars. Got ourselves a Wallside Windows pitching change now, and it looks like Miguel Almonte is in.
And Almonte pitching in the major leagues for the first time since joining the Kansas City Royals organization in 2011. He had 23 starts this year combined between AA and AAA, and a record even at 6-6 with a 4.51 ERA.
So Almonte will face the top of the Tigers lineup. Goes Kinsler Cabrera.
Goes has not attempted to bunt yet here this evening, and there had been a stretch for about 5-6 games in a row. He attempted at least a bunt once a game.
Bouncing ball. It's going to get through out of the reach of Omar Infante. Lead off single by Gose. Cueto had retired the last 7 straight before he departed. And Almonte gives up a hit.
Yeah, very important now for the Tigers to get the times on Almonte. They don't know him, therefore they don't know how quick he is at getting the ball to home plate. Once they find out, we'll see whether Gose can run or not. Vizquel, the first base coach, has a stopwatch in his hand. Brad usually has a stopwatch in his hand.
Almonte is only 23 years old, a native of Santiago in the Dominican Republic. His first opportunity to pitch in the big leagues this year. Here's that stopwatch.
I was wondering whether he maybe balked or something, but I guess he did stop. I was wondering why Perez went out there after that first pitch.
So Almonte can bring it a little bit. Upper 90s fastball.
It wasn't new.
He fits right in, doesn't he?
Yeah, he fits right into that bullpen.
Started the year at AA, went to AAA Omaha on July 15th.
Of course, rosters expanded yesterday, which meant that any team, and you can call up to 40 players that are in your minor league system that are on your big league roster, which always sparks a very interesting conversation this time of year.
Missed with it.
And whether teams should be able to call up that many guys. So many people talking about the fact that they think it's unfair that certain teams can call up as many guys as they want, really, when you don't play that kind of baseball all year long. So I think they might change something about that rule in the future.
Yeah, I like what Brad said about it, and he reiterated it today. There's a ball missing inside. Call up as many guys as you want, but be forced to put together a 25-man roster every night that's eligible.
Yep.
And that way you can have guys come up to the big leagues if you want guys to be exposed to what the big league life is all about, but you should only be able to play 25 of them on a given night. And a strike call. Full count now on Ian Kinsler.
Yeah, I think the new commissioner at some point in time, Rob Manfred's going to huddle with some of his chief lieutenants, and they may change the call-up rules as far as September is concerned. And I kind of like what Brad said too.
And really, even when Jim Leland was managing in Detroit, he used to say that every September about, you know, you can call up all these guys, but maybe the answer is having only 25 of them on a given night eligible to play. Here's the 3-2 runner goes, and it's fouled back out of play.
So they got 3 stopwatches down there timing Almonte. And Gene Lamont has one. Brett Ausmus has one. And Vizquel has one. And I'm sure Gibby has probably got his stopwatch out at the crib too.
Yeah, he does. Guaranteed. He's got the thing clicking, man, every half inning up here. 3-2 on Kinsler. Runner goes again. Driven deep to left field. Way back. That ball to the wall and gone. It's out of here. A home run for Ian Kinsler.
Welcome to the big league, son.
2-run shot for Kinsler. 6-2 ball game. Breathing room now for the Tigers.
Ian Kinsler has always been a very dangerous fastball hitter. Upper 90s fastball on the inner third of home plate. Ian Kinsler barreled it up, and he knew it was gone as soon as he hit it. Man, has he been on some kind of torrid pace in the month of July and August. It looks like he's starting off September in a real nice fashion. Second hit of the day for Ian.
6-2 Tigers lead. So Almonte is greeted with a single and a homer. Cabrera takes it outside. So the first Tigers run since getting a run in the fourth. That's hit in the air to left field. Gordon is twisted around a bit, but he makes the play. One out. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to, Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Now J.D. Martinez. They have handled him pretty well tonight. 1 for 3. Had a single in the first, but then a fly out and a strikeout. Ripped foul down the third base line.
Almonte's got a real nice, easy delivery, and the ball just explodes out of his hand. That last fastball at 98 miles an hour.
'17 starts at Double-A. Then he went to Triple-A. Made 23 more starts there.
98, then he comes back with an 82-mile-per-hour slide piece.
Oh, 2. Bounce in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Perez is one of the best blockers in the major leagues, and what he does as a catcher, he doesn't try to catch the ball. He just tries to shuffle it right out in front of him. Just kind of catches it with the mitt, shuffles it right out in front of him, and then he says it is easier for him to pick the ball off of the ground and throw it than it is catching and taking the ball out of his glove.
Interesting, because I don't know of too many guys that actually do it that way.
I mean, he was out blocking balls before the game today, and that's exactly what he tries to do. Just get the glove between the legs and just shuffle it right out in front.
Because that's what you want to do in September, is beat up your body a little bit more.
He was out here blocking balls today.
Another ball rolled foul.
Here's one more look at the block. Take a look at it. Not trying to catch it. Just pat it right out in front of him. That's textbook. Didn't try to catch it at all.
Another one rolled foul.
And I thought it was interesting when he said, you know what, the reason why he doesn't really try to catch it is because when the ball's in fair territory and he has to go out and get it and throw it, he says it's easier for him to pick it up off the dirt and throw it than it is to have the ball in the glove and throw it to the respective bases.
Again, interesting. I wonder if it's a momentum thing. Carrying him toward the bag as he picks it up. Tried to thread the outside corner at 98. Just missed.
Didn't miss by much. Swing back fastball at 98.
Easily could have gotten that call, but did not. Here's the 2-2. Didn't get that one either. It missed. 3-2.
JD has done a very nice job at somehow working this count back into his favor. Almonte had gotten ahead of JD. No balls, 2 strikes. The count now sits full. It's a changeup at 90 miles an hour, partner.
Pretty good. Pretty electric. Really, these days, any major league bullpen is going to feature guys to throw 95 and above, at least 2 or 3 of them. I'm not sure there are any bullpens out there that don't have 1 or 2 of those guys.
Right. I would agree with that. And in the Royals case, they've got about 5 or 6 guys out there that have upper 90s fastballs.
Here's the 3-2 again. He fought that one off on the ground to the right side. Hosmer handles it. 10 pitch at bat. 2 outs. Saturday, Major League Baseball on Fox Sports 1 returns with another doubleheader filled with playoff implications. The Rays take on the Yankees, followed by the NL wildcard leading Pirates battling the NL Central leading Cardinals. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
And 2 pretty good teams there in the 4 o'clock game, Pittsburgh, St. Louis.
Tell you what, everybody's bunched up in that wild card in the American League. As Victor Martinez stands in. There's a ball low, 1-0. Victor trying to get a base hit in this game. He's 0 for 3, 3 fly ball outs. Two balls, no strikes on Victor. Jeremy Guthrie, the veteran right-hander, loosening in the bullpen. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Victor had a rip and he fouled it back 2-1.
And you can tell that Victor just doesn't have that bat quickness that he normally has. There's a 2-0 fastball, and Victor, I don't care how hard the guy throws, he usually, when he's looking for that 2-0 fastball, he usually gets a really good swing at it.
Three and 1. Castellanos waiting on deck. And he lost in ball 4. 2-out walk for Martinez. That'll bring up Castellanos.
Dave Eiland, the pitching coach, going to stroll out to the mound to try to calm down the youngster Almonte.
The Tigers have gotten themselves some breathing room here on the 2-run homer by Ian Kinsler. Nick in the ball game, a single and 3 at bats plus a run scored. JV certainly appreciates the added offense to make it a 4-run game. There's a strike on Castellanos.
Verlander went through, what, about a 6-game stretch where he was not getting any run support at all.
No.
But in the last 2 outings, he has gotten some run support.
Looks like he's itching to go back out there. There's the 0-1 pitch. Castellanos bends out of the way of a breaking ball that missed outside. It was back in 2013 that Nick got his first big league hit in this ballpark, but the year before that, in 2012, he played in the Futures game here and won the MVP. And 3 hits, including a home run, 3 RBI as well. Fought that one off. 1-2 on Castellanos. Nick joined the team late in the season in 2013, appeared in 11 games. Then, of course, last year was his first full year in the majors. Slow roller towards short. Escobar will flip for the force. Top of the 7th is over. Tigers had a couple of runs, though. Ian Kinsler goes deep. His 10th home run of the year. Coming up the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Two lead now as we go to the bottom of the 7th here in Kansas City. It'll be Gordon, Perez, and Infante facing Justin Verlander. 84 pitches into this game. JV goes back to work, and it's a ball outside to Gordon. Gordon swings and misses. The Royals without Gordon in their lineup were 31-17. So they were able to weather the storm.
They didn't miss a beat, did they?
No, they did not. Of course, Cabrera was out for quite a while. He did not have any rehab stint. Gordon went down to AAA before he came back. That's up and in. Gordon, as a matter of fact, hit .429 on his rehab stint. Here's the 2-1 from Verlander. Fouled away.
Here's the injury that landed Gordon on the disabled list. It happened on July 8th. You can see him pull up there, and he must have tore that groin because he missed 48 games with that left strain, and you could see, boy, he was in a lot of pain.
They got him back now for September and the postseason. Ball high. Full count now on Gordon. Perez, then Infante in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 3-2. Drilled toward the gap in right center field. Goes on his horse. Not going to get it. He will go all the way to the wall. Gordon is on his way to second, and he'll pull in with a double.
That is a fastball that is right down the middle, and Gordon able to get to it, and he splits the gap in right center field for his 14th double of the year.
happened on a 3-2 pitch from Justin Verlander.
Here is Salvador Perez. It's the 5th hit allowed by JV. And Perez backs out of there 1-0. Single double play ball for the Royals catcher. He's hit safely now in 5 in a row for KC. Drilled toward left field. That ball is sinking, dropping in, base hit. Gordon is stopping at third. He could have scored as the ball got by Collins. Taking second base is Perez.
I don't know why Collins came up and threw that ball to third base. He should have come up and thrown the ball to second base. Gordon was already standing on the third base bag. Gordon gets a great break on the ball, but once he gets to third base, he's stopped by Mike Jersley, the third base coach. And then Collins just throws the ball in, and then once the ball gets into Iglesias' glove, off and running is Perez. Now he's in scoring position.
Single E7 allows the runner to go to second. So the Royals making some noise now, and here is Omar Infante. Ball one inside.
And no stirring in the Tigers bullpen just yet. There's the phone call, though.
One for two for Infante. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's a dangerous count here for Verlander if you decide to throw Omar Infante a fastball here. He has always been a really good fastball hitter.
Now JV with the 2-0. Way outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Now Brown getting back into it. There's the action of the Tigers. Ben Wilson and Hardy. He'll take. It's a strike call. 3-1. Verlander had a 1-2-3-6. He gave up a double here to Gordon and then a single to Perez. Gerard Dyson waiting on deck, the number 9 hitter. They turn the lineup over. Here's the 3-1. Ground ball right side. She'll get a run in, but Infante is out. They would get an RBI. And only get a 6-3 game. One away now for Dyson. Gerard Dyson, a pop-up and a walk. Runner at third now. Castellanos creeping in the grass at third base in case Dyson is thinking bunt, who popped up his last bunt. Swing and a miss.
That last fastball, 95 miles an hour, thrown by Justin. It's also something that a lot of people were very encouraged with in his last outing. In innings 7, 8, and 9 against the Angels when he nearly threw a no-hitter. His fastball was up in the 95 to 97 mile per hour range late in that game.
Well, his next one will be his 100th pitch. Justin threw 112 in the near no-hitter against the Angels. Strike called on Dyson.
97. Man. Easy 97. Ball exploded out of the hand of Verlander. And you can see he gets better. 7th inning and beyond. The earned run average this season 2.19.
Slap back out of play. 1-2 the count stays.
This is looking like Justin Verlander of 2011, 2012, runner in scoring position where he would reach back and get that strikeout whenever he needed to get that strikeout.
Yeah, he seemingly did it effortlessly for a stretch there. Then the velocity dipped, but now we're seeing it back up to 96, 97.
Every pitch so far to Dyson has been a fastball. And they're going to go with another one.
Way outside. McCann had to leave the crouch.
Yeah, he overthrew that one, and you could tell his mechanics just weren't good. Shoulder flew open, the arm lagged, and that's why that fastball was up and away.
Luke Hochevar warming up in the KC pen. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase a pitch out of the strike zone. Strikeout number 4 for JV.
Every last pitch to Dyson was a fastball, the last of which up the ladder at 97 right by Gerard.
That'll bring up Escobar now with 2 outs.
Be careful on first pitch fastballs to Escobar.
Fouled away 0-1. Fly out, pop up, ground out for Alcides Escobar. Had a rough series in their just completed series against Tampa. Was just 1 for 14. Trying to deliver Perez from third with 2 outs. Slap foul again. Now it's 0-2.
Nothing but fastballs in the last 7 pitches thrown by Justin Verlander. The majority of those to Dyson. First 2 pitches to Escobar, also heaters in the mid-90s.
See if he puts a wrinkle in one here.
What a positive sign it is to see Justin Verlander able to reach back and get that kind of velocity late in games.
Another fastball. Fouled away. It really is a great sign. I mean, when you see a guy now throwing this hard after coming off the disabled list, and many thought that Verlander would never throw upper 90s again, but would have to rely on his secondary pitches. Going into the offseason now, the Tigers will have a firm grasp on what JV is going to be able to do for them next year.
And Verlander, just 32 years old, he still has a lot of baseball to be played in his major league career.
Did throw a wrinkle in one there. 1-2.
It's a nice job by McCann getting down to make sure that ball didn't get through his legs. And it also gives Verlander confidence to throw that ball down at the bottom of the strike zone, knowing that McCann will keep it in front of him.
McCann given time.
Well, McCann just wants to make sure that he and Justin are on the same page. They went through a number of signs there before they settled on the curveball.
Verlander tonight trying to get his 20th career win against the Royals. He is 19-8 a lifetime against them. more so earlier in his career, he would dominate the Royals. Ground ball, base hit, right field. It's a 2-out single for Alcides Escobar. And the Royals get another run. It's back to a 2-run game. And that's going to be it. Brad makes the call to the bullpen, so Verlander unable to get Escobar. 6-4 ball game. And Brad will take the baseball. Wall side windows pitching change here in the 7th. 6-4 game. Here comes Wilson.
Four runs, 3 of which were earned, and when he wasn't doing that, he pitched a pretty good game. Fastball got all the way up to 97 miles an hour, a lot of those in this particular inning. Didn't use many curveballs or changeups today. Mostly fastballs inside to the lefties and the righties, and a nice mixture of also sliders here this evening.
Verlander 6 2/3 tonight, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. He is still responsible for the man at first base, but all of a sudden now the Royals are within 1 swing of tying this game, and they will face Alex Wilson.
Well, Wilson needs to make sure that he keeps a close eye on Escobar, who is on first base. Escobar does have the ability to steal a bag. You want to keep him out of scoring position.
Zobrist the batter.
Wilson probably had his roughest outing out of that Tigers bullpen in his last outing in Toronto. Gave up a grand slam in that game.
Zobrist, a line out, a pop up, and a ground out. He hit the ball really hard his last at bat. That nice running catch by J.D. Martinez at right. He'll look at a strike, 0-1. So it's up to the bullpen now for the Tigers to hold this. Verlander threw 24 in this 7th inning alone, finishing with 108 pitches tonight. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mostly cutters and forcing fastballs thrown by Wilson. Wilson also has a slider, but doesn't throw that very often. About 7% of the time he will throw that slider. Fastball tops out at about 93.
The 1-1 fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ben Zobrist. Keep it alive here for the Royals in the 7th.
And Zobrist can play a lot of different positions. Playing third base here tonight.
Checked it. Did he go? Yes, he went around. Zobrist doesn't like it. Quinn Walcott calls him out, and that'll end the inning. They get 2 runs, and they've tightened it up again. It's 6 for Detroit. Everyone's been waiting for it. Jim Harbaugh makes his Michigan coaching debut, and the Wolverines take on the Utah Utes. It's the season's biggest opener, and the only place you can see it is on Fox Sports 1. Streaming live on Fox Sports Go as well. Coverage begins Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Well, Jeremy Guthrie now will come on to pitch for the Royals as we go to the 8th inning in KC.
And Jeremy Guthrie is pitching out of the bullpen these days. Chris Medlin, and now occupying his spot in the starting rotation. Been in 24 games this year, 23 of those starts, 8-7 with a 5.62 ERA.
He's got the bottom 3 to deal with here. Tyler Collins tries to bunt his way on and missed. 0-1.
Guthrie has all 4 pitches. Fastball gets up to about 95. He also has a slider. He has a curveball and a changeup.
Couple of doubles in the game for Tyler Collins, and he looks at a ball outside. 1-1. (6-4). The Royals back to within 2 of the Tigers as they try and rebuild their lead. 2 balls, 1 strike. Guthrie made his first relief appearance of the season on Wednesday against the Orioles. In fact, his first since June of 2012, when he was a member of the Rockies at that time. Down the left field line, slicing toward the corner. Gordon is going over, still going over to the wall to make the catch. 1 out.
That's the second fly ball we've seen here tonight off a left-hander's bat. The other was Hosmer that goes to the base of the 410 sign in straightaway center field. This one, Gordon has to go up and leap in 1 step, and he's into the wall on 2 balls that I did not think were hit very hard.
No, first of all, I thought that was going to go foul easily, and then nowhere near the wall, I thought. But it carried out there. Here's James McCann. 3 ground balls tonight for McCann. He does have an RBI, though. And he shows bunt, ball 1.
We've seen him do that this year, but we haven't seen him do it very much lately. Bunt for a base hit down toward third base.
Tigers have 11 hits in this game. Guthrie with the 1-0 pitch. Foul back out of play, 1-1. There goes the bat. All the way back to the screen.
Put a little extra pine tar on it. Or some stickum. That's a new bat that he has there. You may remember his last time up, he broke his bat. So that one does not have a lot of pine tar on it yet.
1-2 on McCann. Thought about it. Iglesias will be next. 2-2. And McCann is out of there. 2 gone. Well, as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to have it featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. With 2 outs, here is Jose Iglesias. Ball 1 to Iglesias. Pretty good bat in his first time up tonight. He singled to right field, driving in a run. Reaching and scoring in the 4th inning as well. That's in right at the knees. 1-1. Bunted off the mound. Guthrie with a bare hand play to throw him out.
Nice play by Jeremy.
And a 1-2-3 inning for the veteran right-hander. Wolf and Yordano Ventura.
Well, Randy Wolf has made a couple of starts for the Tigers, and he's gone 7 innings in both of those starts. He checks in 0-2, and Ventura in the month of August has been lights out. He has been much better overall than he has earlier in the season, and a lot of people equate that to the fact that now Johnny Cueto is the star of the staff, and now Ventura's kind of just fallen in the line.
Well, the Tigers have made a defensive change. Andrew Romine has come on to play third base. Lorenzo Cain leading it off against Wilson. And it's a ball to Cain.
You saw Wolf and Norris chatting it up on the Tigers bench. It had to be exciting for Boyd and Norris because they played AAA baseball this season with Randy Wolf in Buffalo AAA.
Wolf, a great story in getting an opportunity. Ooh, he sawed him off there and he fouled it off.
So Wolf, being the veteran pitcher that he is, I'm sure that he was able to teach those guys a lot.
Just strange how things work out sometimes.
And Buck Farmer even over there soaking up some of the knowledge of Mr. Wolf.
One ball, one strike. Two and one now on Lorenzo Cain. Wilson has to go through the meat of the lineup here. Cain, Hosmer, Morales. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Tigers. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Royals. Pulled into left, base hit. A soft single right by Iglesias. Leadoff man is on. Check in with John Keating now with more on Randy Wolf.
Well, I talked to him earlier today about joining the Tigers and finding his way inside the clubhouse. He said he's loved the chance to get to know 2 iconic figures in the game, and Miguel Cabrera and Justin Verlander. And he pointed out he and JV are both car guys, though JV's car collection is probably more extensive than Randy's is. I asked him how many he has. He said 4, and the one that Justin probably drives back and forth to the drugstore may be worth more than all 4 that he happened to.
and we wouldn't debate that at all. Hardy coming in now, another pitching change in a 6-4 game. We'll be back. Something going here. And by the way, you can follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. It's up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, and a whole lot more. Get MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablets. Crowd's starting to make some noise again. Wilson out of the game. Payne Harney will come in to face Eric Hosmer. Hosmer in the game is 0 for 3, reaching on an error in his first at bat. And he looks at a strike.
Blaine Hardy's had a nice year. His fastball tops out at about 89 miles an hour. But Jeff Jones told me earlier today it's his curveball and his changeup that has allowed him to post the kind of numbers that he has now. 2.59 ERA, 50 strikeouts in 59 games, and he doesn't walk very many. Outstanding control with that breaking ball and the changeup.
Lefties really don't seem to bother Hosmer all that much. 277 versus left-handed pitching. Hardy, though, has been tough on lefties. Ball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefty's bat only .202 versus Blaine.
Yeah, it's a nice matchup here for Hardy. "13 games this year against Tigers pitching. Hosmer's driven in 8. He's hit 2 homers and he's hitting nearly .350.
Driven in the air, right center field. Ghost going back. 1 gone. Last 2 at bats, Hosmer has gotten the crowd to its feet, but he's fallen short twice to center.
Yeah, you can tell that right knee is bothering Anthony Ghost out in center field, the way that he's walking and even the way that he ran for that ball in the right center field gap.
So here is Kendrys Morales. Kendrys batting right-handed for the first time tonight. His splits are pretty even as far as average goes. 288 righty, 282 lefty. Time given as Hardy brought it home. That was a late time.
Well, if you're Hardy, you do exactly what he did here, and that's just continue to throw the baseball, your natural motion. Don't stop. Not that late.
Strike call. 0-1 on Kendrys Morales, who homered against Verlander in the 4th. He also singled against him. 2 for 3 tonight for the Royals DH. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it.
Real nice curveball here thrown by Hardy. It's a spike curveball. You could see the index finger on the baseball, and it's spiked on that curveball that he just threw there.
And they will chase the runner back. That's Lorenzo Cain, who started the inning with a single. Here is Neftali Feliz starting to warm up in the Detroit bullpen. And he got him, strike 3. Morales caught looking, 2 gone. Hardy comes out of the bullpen, gets 2 outs.
Outstanding breaking balls thrown by Hardy to Morales. He got ahead of him with the strike 2 pitch on a really good breaking ball, and then he comes back with a 2-strike breaking ball that freezes Morales.
It'll bring up Gordon. Sac fly to drive in to run his first at bat, doubled and scored his last at bat. And he takes a strike. First game back after missing 48 of them on the disabled list. They strained left groin.
How in the world do you get that much pine tar on the helmet? He hasn't played in 48 games, but he's got a ton of pine tar on that hat.
Apparently they don't clean it between seasons, because that looks like 2 or 3 years worth. The 0-1. Ground ball, base hit, right field. Out of the reach at the Brown. Cain on his way to 3rd. And Alex Gordon has returned to the Royals lineup with a couple of hits.
And with a right-hander Perez coming up, will Brad Ausmus go to his bullpen to get Neftali Feliz?
We'll see.
It looks like he's thinking about it.
Bouncing it off Gene Lamont. Paulo Orlando will pinch run at first base for Gordon. So here is Salvador Perez. He's going to face the lefty Blaine Hardy.
Perez has not been very good this year against left-handed pitching. His batting average is only .201.
Well, there you have it. And he pulls it to third off the glove of Romine. That'll score a run. Orlando coming to third. They're going to stop him there. And it's a one-run game, 6-5. Single RBI for Perez. Now Ausmus will come out and make a change.
It's a breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone that Perez is able to get out in front of, and Romine, who had come in as a defensive replacement, did not make the play. It goes as a single.
Now the Royals have the tying run at third, go-ahead run at first with 2 outs. Neftali Feliz will come in. Pitching change, and we'll be back.
Andrew Romine. Did that ball go through his legs?
I thought it went off his glove. Yeah, then it just caromed. So Feliz is coming in, but he's going to face a pinch hitter, Mike Moustakas. And so the Moose chants come raining down.
Moustakas has been playing some really good baseball. He is now the hitter against Neftali Feliz. Didn't get to start tonight's contest because he did not have good numbers against Verlander.
Moustakas also has been hampered a bit by a bit of a mild hamstring strain.
I'm being told that ball did go right through Andrew Romine's legs after it deflected off of his glove. But it went as a hit.
And Moustakas fouls it back out of play 0-1. He wasn't waiting around. Moustakas this year is 0-for-1 as a pinch hitter. The tying run is at third. And they're on their feet now here in Kansas City. Orlando is the runner at third. Gore is the pinch runner at first.
It's the first time this crowd has gotten loud here tonight.
Foul ball to second. That'll get him out of the inning. So Moustakas is out 4-3, and the Royals settle for 1 run. We go to the 9th. A slim lead as we go to the top of the 9th inning, and a bunch of changes defensively. Orlando stays in the game to play left. Zobrist will move to second, and Cuthbert is the new third baseman. Butera is the new catcher. Royals got the tying run to third, go ahead run at first, but Phillies came on to get a great big ground ball out of Moustakas. Now here is Anthony Ghost, top of the lineup coming up. Ghost showing bunt. 1 ball, no strikes. Ghost has a single, in fact 2 of them in this game. He's also been hit by a pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 runs on 11 hits for the Tigers. The Royals 5 runs on 10 hits. Two and 1. Jeremy Guthrie came on in the 8th, got him 1-2-3. Bruce Rondon warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Drilled to center field. Dyson is on the move.
Let's take a look at the big boys' big play of the game. Ian Kinsler in the 7th inning. Miguel Almonte to him a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Ian Kinsler turned around for his 10th home run of the year.
And right now, that is the difference in this game. Kinsler with a 3 RBI night has 64 on the season. And he'll look at ball 1. Peeking ahead, the Royals will have Dyson, Escobar, Zobrist, 9-1-2 due up. High fly ball left field. Orlando is on the move to the running track. 2 gone. So 5 in a row retired by Guthrie in this relief performance. Now Miguel Cabrera. RBI single in his first at bat. Had a base hit as well in his second at bat. Swing and a miss. Miggy's batting average up to 360 now. 2 points higher than it was when he came in. Laid off that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's no doubt that Miguel Cabrera is going to win his 4th batting title this year, 4th in his 5 years. Just a matter of how much he wins it by.
Got a healthy margin. Fly ball right field. Lorenzo Cain is under it, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Guthrie. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Bruce Rondon will come on and try and protect a 1-run lead.
We'll have complete post-game coverage from the Call Sam Studios. Mickey York and Craig Monroe joining you from there. You'll hear from Brad Ausmus. You'll hear from Justin Verlander. All that right after the game on Fox Sports Detroit. Mario, Rod?
All right, Keith, thanks. It'll be Bruce Rondon now to come on and try and save this one for the Tigers.
And Rondon pitching in his 27th game. He has 3 holds. His ERA sits at 6.85. You know by now Rondon has fastball that goes from 97 all the way up to 102. A slider and also a changeup. 2 of 3 in the saves department.
It is paramount to keep this guy off the bases. Gerard Dyson. 1-run game, bottom of the 9th. Dyson, Escobar, and Zobrist.
Well, you wonder if Dyson will be taking at least 1 pitch, trying to possibly get a base on balls out of Bruce Rondon. I don't understand that.
Well, the answer is no.
I don't understand that. I really don't.
I'm with you.
I mean, he ain't going to hit it out of the ballpark.
No.
I mean, and that looked like a ball up in the strike zone. Take a pitch. You're down by 1 run.
Dyson in the game, strikeout, pop-up walk.
Yeah, but if it's one thing the Kansas City Royals hitters really don't do, they don't walk a lot. Not many of them.
1 ball and 1 strike. Gerard Dyson. That Yost Ball Club came in 30 over the 500 mark. And it was their best record entering the month of September since the 1980 team, which featured George Brett hitting .390, and that team got to the World Series.
And coming into play here tonight, Dyson with 169 at bats, just 12 base on balls.
Strike called, and it's 2-2 on Dyson.
Outstanding fastball at the knees, and thrown by Rondon.
Dyson waiting on a 2-2. Ooh, 3-2 on Gerard Dyson. Top of the order next, Alcides Escobar. Fouled away. Even though they are separated by many games in the standings, the Tigers and Royals have played each other pretty tough this year. They played 13 games. Royals have won 7. The Tigers have won 6. Rally caps in full force here. Bouncing ball to first, foul just outside the bag. Rondon replaces Phillies, who got the final out of the 8th. Blaine Hardy also pitching in the 8th. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 gone. Dyson fans for the second time tonight.
Electric fastball thrown by Bruce Rondon at 99 miles an hour with some late tailing action on it. I mean, it's one thing to throw hard, but when you've got a little movement with 99, it's a whole nother ball game.
Here is Alcides Escobar. Escobar is frozen on the breaking pitch. 0-1. Tigers 11 hits tonight. Royals have 10. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And go figure, on a night in a ball game started by Verlander and Cueto, we have 11 runs on 21 hits.
I know, right?
Between the two teams, so it's kind of crazy, but Verlander would be in line to get the win here. Now the 0-2. Bouncing ball to short. Easy play there for Iglesias. 2 gone.
Rondon with a little bit of a quick pitch there for Alcides Escobar. He's already throwing 99 to 100 miles an hour, but then he kind of quick pitches, takes his time, then runner rushes that ball toward home plate without the usual turn in the body.
So the Royals now down to their last chance. It'll be Ben Zobrist. Ball 1. Tigers trying to snap their 4-game losing streak with a win here tonight. Lorenzo Cain waiting on deck. Two 2-0 now on Zobrist. He is hitless tonight. Struck out in his last at bat in the 7th inning after the RBI hit by Alcides Escobar. All 3-0. That one missed high and away. That's what Zobrist does. He has a very high on-base percentage, takes a lot of walks, trying to get it to Lorenzo Cain, waiting on deck. Now Rondon with the 3-0. Taking high, ball 4, tying run is on. It's going to bring up Lorenzo Cain. Two outs and a runner at first for Cain. He got things started back in the 8th with a base hit. Runner goes. Ball inside, and diving into second with a steal is Zobrist. They called that a strike. 0-1. Zobrist now is in scoring position.
He just took off, and it's almost like they just gave him second base.
That is not good in a one-run game.
Not at all.
McCann is out there to chat now with Rondon.
Yeah, the Kansas City Royals had already done their homework on Bruce Rondon, and they knew if they had somebody on first base that could run, they would try to steal a base. They didn't even wait to get a time on him.
Oh, 0-1 on Lorenzo Cain. One ball, then 1 strike. That did not miss by a whole lot.
Couldn't have missed by much.
Just off the black of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hosmer would be next if it gets that deep. Now the 1-1. Bouncing ball, third base side. Roline has it. His throw is in time for the out, and the Tigers hold on to win.
The Tigers came out and played a really good game here this evening, especially after what happened over the weekend in Toronto. They played with a lot of energy today early in this game.
And as a result, they come away with a 6-5 win. They snap their 4-game losing streak. We'll be back.